This is the way. This is the way. This is the way of the GodBody. I'm going to give all my gladiators and gladiatress, all the gods and goddesses, some time to get up in here. Get what you need. Get your snacks. Get your fruit, veggies, and herbs. Get your food ready. In about 30 seconds, we're going to get the jokes situated and get it started. You know what I'm saying? Let me get into a brighter environment. Alright. What's good with all my ninjas out here? Want to chop it up with y'all. We're going to get a good jokes in. Y'all see what we working with in the background. Got a full moon, so ain't gonna be no sleep no time soon, man. Yesterday it was a full moon again, and this rotation is another full moon, and I ain't get no sleep. I was up all night, and I'm gonna probably be up all night again, which I'm gonna be doing a lot of work. So soon I'm gonna find somewhere I could sit the cell phone, and then we're gonna get heavy in the jokes, right? I want to stay away from all this negative radiation. Pretty much we could get over there. Alright. What's good with the tribe? What's good with all the viewers, all the new subscribers, everybody that's out there that's on their journey, right? So we're gonna get us a nice jokes in. Show y'all who I am. No need to hide, but you know, at the same time, keeping it incognito, staying low key, right? I want to find somewhere I can sit my phone at, so I could just sit here and talk to y'all. But until then, I'ma just it be looking a little dusty, Hold on, y'all. I'm not about to sit up there. It's too thirsty for me. Clothes clean. So, yeah, man, we're going to sit here and chop it up. We're going to talk about semen retention, celibacy, and brahmacharya, right? So, yeah, man, if you want to get stronger, you want more resilience, you know, you want to make up for how you utilize your time, money, your essence, your energy, your focus, your concentration, all of that, and then semen retention, celibacy, brahmacharya is the way to go. I don't want to sit under this blinking light, but we're going to sit here and chop it up anyway. Excuse me, y'all. Oh, chill. I'm in foreign lands. I'm gonna get to traveling soon. So let's talk about semen retention, right? Brahmacharya, celibacy. Now, it's different stages. You already know that semen retention is just the tip of the iceberg, right? Being celibate is the middle route, because you're gonna be coming off of celibacy. Whether you found a wife, you know what I'm saying? That's the only reason why you should be coming off of celibacy, that you found a woman that God approved of. Now, brahmacharya mean this is for life. You know what I'm saying? Like, you didn't made your mind up and you like, you know what? Honestly, there's nothing outside this. There's nothing outside of you that really satisfy nor gratify you anymore. So brahmacharya mean you going all the way. You gonna be on some guru shit. You gonna be on some Gandhi shit. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, if you want to get stronger every day, hey, take this road. You know what I'm saying? Don't count the days, make the days count. And every rotation, because I don't say days, a day is a rotation. And 7 days, which you call a week, is a cycle to me. I have a different vocabulary because the words that we pronounce presents a specific vibration. So moving on the ladder, upper echelons, every cycle, every rotation that you add into your caliber, the better you become. Mentally, physically, spiritually, financially, energetically, emotionally, intentionally, primordially, celestially. This is the way, this is the way, this is the way of the GodBody, right? If you want to alleviate yourself from your carnal desires, take on this lifestyle. Some people will call it a challenge, this and that, but at the end of the day, this lifestyle is different. You know what I'm saying? It's not for everybody. Because what everybody doing is following the crowd. You understand what I'm saying? And this life force essence is you climbing the ladder. Like you playing Mortal Kombat, right? You just climbing the ladder. Now, when you on this life force essence, bro, the things of this world no longer matter to you anymore. You know, it's for the kids. You know what I'm saying? Those who ain't never get to go to the club and have fun. You know what I'm saying? Those that still leaving feeble, in a feeble mind state. When you step into this practice of this lifestyle of celibacy, brahmacharya, semen retention, understand that you are leaving a mind frame and a mind state of scarcity, and you are stepping into abundance. You understand what I'm saying? So we're going to climb up the ladder. We might get an hour josing. I'm going to pretty much joke y'all until my battery get tired of I'll run the storage up, right? So the thing about semen retention, that's just the baby stages, you know what I'm saying? You still in your pamper. And, you know, you leave in a fishbowl. Celibacy, you swimming in the ocean. And brahmacharya is like, man, you done walk past Antarctica and you on the other side of the map that they don't even show on the map. You understand what I'm saying? So realize with this attention that you have, being on semen retention, celibacy, and brahmacharya, you are now a lighthouse. You're no longer living in darkness, which means you carry the light. And by you carrying the light means you have the glow. Just like Bruce Leroy, or if you ever saw that movie, you're both like, show enough, who the baddest? You know what I'm saying? That was another movie. I forgot the name of that movie, but y'all know what movie I'm talking about, right? And the name of one of the theme songs was like, when you got that glow, they know you got that glow. So the darkness is going to come. Now the adversaries, because we don't have any enemies, but it's those who envy us and want the end of us, it's going to be the Jezebels, the witches and the warlocks, the shapeshifters, the skinwalkers. These other forces you may have never known existed, but once you step into this lifestyle, you'll realize that there are worlds within the worlds. You understand what I'm saying? You think they made Hogwarts for no reason? You think they was running into the brick but jumping through the brick? That's because they was on a specific frequency, a specific vibration. And the Matrix want the opposite of that, because this Matrix is powered up by your life force, by your energy, by you watching those pixels, by you donating your blood, sperm, and your plasma to these places that's not even in return giving you a percentage of your worth, not even a penny of your worth. You understand what I'm saying? So if you want to get stronger, man, you want to get bigger, you want to get better, you want to get faster, you want to strengthen your concentration, you should utilize this method, this lifestyle. And when your distractions come around, utilize your distractions to strengthen your concentration. If you could understand what I mean and how I'm coming. You understand what I'm saying? I'm gonna probably have to get from under this light because this ain't gonna work. See, that light is one of the tactics to keep you away from their property. Because ain't nobody gonna sit under that light. So we're gonna have to go back into the darkness. And in the darkness, that's where everything grows. The sunlight, the moonlight, the fruit, veggies, and herbs, that's all different. That's all different layers of fertilization, right? So getting back to what I was saying, because that light was kind of distracting me, and I had a lot of people pulling up, just trying to cast darkness into my light. So we back into the darkness, and you pretty much ain't gonna be able to see me, which not even important. Just relax your mind and enjoy the message, right? So some of the benefits of living this lifestyle is that it's gonna be less sleep required. It's gonna be less workouts required because the body will be filled with more minerals and vitamins compared to when you was oozing out your oozy, dripping all over the place. You know what I'm saying? So now, once you step into this lifestyle, hey, you're gonna be on some Freddy Krueger shit. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be on some Edward Scissorhands shit. What I mean by Edward Scissorhands is that you're gonna be very precise with the way you slice. And you're no longer gonna be able to be around the butter knives. You understand what I'm saying? You know, you're gonna be on some Freddy Krueger shit because wherever you go and whatever you do, it's gonna be sharper. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna get sharp. Just like your vision gonna go from 3K to 4K to 8K. Every rotation as you save your life force essence, you understand what I'm saying? Your eyes get sharper. Your energy gets sharper. You get more assertive and alertive. You become more observant. You don't absorb, but you observe your surroundings more than ever. And you realize that iron sharpens iron, right? So those who are not saving their life force essence will deem you and see you as a threat and see you as the bad guy. When in actuality, they the bad guys because they not saving their life force essence. They not respecting their vehicles, and this body is to get us across the rivers of life. Am I wrong or am I right? Ching. I know you like, come on, bro, what you doing with this knife, dog? Hey, because when you come around these butter knives, they gonna feel like you cutting them, you nicking them. It's just, that's how strong your aura is, bro. Another thing about being on this lifestyle, which is beneficial and beautiful, is that you could be a guy that's 5'6", and you could beat somebody ass that's 6'3". You know, I done did it myself, multiple occasions. You understand what I'm saying? The more that you save your life force essence, is the more you pull God, the source, and these other different spirits of benevolent energy towards you. And the more that you empty out your life force essence, that's the closer that you pull debt to you. Let's say somebody put money on your head. They put $50,000 on your head, but you on semen retention. Guess what? You're going to get out of that hit. You're going to get out of that situation because you have more gravitational pull. You have more favor from the universe than those that's trying to get that physical currency. You understand what I'm saying? Let's say the jobs are not hiring you because you could no longer be controlled or be complied. You went from working for the job, now you're working with the job. And it's people that's so egotistical that feel like they are entitled. So they feel like you work for them, not realizing you work with them. When you're not saving your life force essence, yeah, you working for somebody. But when you're saving your life force essence, you're working with them. And the egotistical, the entitled people, those that have power problems and power struggles, are going to have issues with you. And you're in your natural skin, and you don't have any egotistical attitudes or afflictions because you didn't dealt with that. It's those people that's trying to energy match with you, and they feel smaller than you because they are smaller than you. The number one currency is energy. It's not attention, but attention is the number one currency for those that live in scarcity, those that are living in carnal desires, those that are living in a body. When you living in the mind and the spirit and the soul, you are in heaven. When you are living and thriving and operating and your systems is calibrated from the physical body, you are living in hell. Helix. You at the lowest of the lowest. And it could be people that have more cars, clothes, and hoes, and etc. But at the end of the day, energy is the number one currency. You understand what I'm saying? Your energy is so strong and so powerful and so magnetic that whenever you walk into these public places, you're going to realize that these dudes, or it could be dykes as well, they're going to start mate guarding. They're going to start trying to hide their woman from you. And you're not even seeking her, but she's seeking you because on a biological level, you understand what I'm saying? She could feel that you have the energy to procreate, even though that may not be what you're desiring or what you have on your template for that rotation. But in the atmosphere, they feel that you have the most potent sperm, the most potent life force. And the police, the authorities, well, ain't no authority over me. It ain't no authority over you, but the universe, Mother Nature, Mother Cosmos, and the creator of all creations. These people that wear badges, they just dressed in their costumes. Because when they take those badges off, that's who they really are. You understand what I'm saying? And when they put their badges on and they riding around their big ass police cars and shit, they just playing a role, bro. But guess what? When they clock out, that's who they really are. They can't call for backup. The only backup they got is what they are and who they are. And that's not much. Because they've been pouring all of their power into synthetic illusions. When you walk around, you have true power. You have true dominance. You have true authority. And it's not about somebody that's a police officer or a judge or any of that, because the whole system is corrupted, right? And the more you save your life force essence, you're becoming more of an incorruptible soul. And this matrix, this world, thrives off of corruption, lies, illusion, confusion, abusing, misusing. And when you're on your life force essence, celibacy, brahmachari, or semen retention, you understand what I'm saying? Then guess what? You're no longer operating in the ways of this world. And that's what caused you to be a threat. That's what they deem you as, a target individual. You become a target, you get a target on your back. But hey, at the beginning of the rotation, you know, I'd rather be at peace with myself than to be at peace with such a fake world. And you realize the more and more that you save your life force essence, that this world is becoming more hypersexualized and hyper satanic every second that passes. Even though time itself is a man-made construct and is not real. You understand what I'm saying? So taking that into consideration, you start to move on the monopoly board the way that you seek, the way that you want. And it's those who try to make laws and policies, the overseers who want to become officers, have a problem with you because you walking in true authenticity. You walking in true power. Now, going back to the benefits, you know they say 1 drop of semen is 40 drops of blood. 1 drop of blood is 40 drops of bone marrow. So let it marinate. So every time you bust a nut, it's like you just pulling your skeletal system out your body. You know, think about it like this. A man that just constantly busting nuts and stuff like that, since a young age, he could have grew up to be 6'7", but he pulled half his skeletal system out his body, so he only grew to be 5'9". So if you're a young man, it'd be very beneficial for you to watch this video to the end and take heed to what I'm saying, right? Because when you're giving your life force essence to the wrong sources and not the source itself, that can cause premature death, that could cause baldness, that could cause scoliosis, bad posture, you know, that could take away your vitality and your vibrancy. You know, you want to stay vigorous and vibrant, and you want to respect your vitality, because you never know when you need it, and you always need it every second, because the adversary, like I said, we don't have enemies, but it's those who envy us, that want the end of us, is seeking who they may destroy. And this life force essence is a reflection of the light that's within you, aka like a car. You know, you got your high beams on. They got some cars out here that only got 1 high beam. You know what I'm saying? So you don't want to get no fucking vasectomy. And one thing, it's better to spill your seed on the floor than in the belly of a whore. So you don't want to have any attachments that could be hard to get rid of. You don't want the baby mamas. You don't want the sexual transmitted diseases or the spiritual transmitted diseases, because they're way worse, right? You know what I'm saying? You don't want to be losing teeth, losing hair, you know, losing bone muscles, bone mass. You know what I'm saying? You want to stay, like, I'm going to be honest, man. I feel like I'm still 18 years old, but I'm not. But another thing about me is I don't celebrate birthdays nor holidays, because that's a ritual and that's witchcraft, and you casting spells on yourself. So I feel very, very vigorous, bro. Very young, very, very, like, it's a full moon. I'm not gonna get no sleep tonight. I'm like, a full moon is not my enemy, but on semen retention, it's kind of like a full moon is an enemy, bro, because you're supercharged, you're super powered. You know what I'm saying? So on a full moon, you have to make sure you have extracurricular activities to exalt this energy. And when you're not depositing this energy, that is what can cause wet dreams. That's what can cause a relapse, because you have all this energy inside you, and you could cause instant combustion, right? So you want to utilize this life force essence in the right manner. Reading, working out, push-ups, sit-ups, dips, squats. Like me, to each his own. I'm gonna start lifting some weights. Like, I find rocks and chairs and bottled waters and stuff like that, but I don't go to the gym no more. First and foremost, one thing you're gonna realize on this practice is that you get a peace of mind, you get tranquility, and that's something that this world don't have. And for those people that look for a peace of mind and that look for tranquility, they run to drugs and alcohol. And drugs and alcohol is going to be damaging you more than it's beneficial towards the body, because on this lifestyle, which is celibacy, brahmacharya, a semen retention, you are utilizing a practice called la pareza, right? And la pareza basically means that your body is purifying itself. You understand what I'm saying? So you cannot be indulging in toxins and intoxicating the body, because you have now became the light of the world. And your light is to guide you through these murky waters, just like the anglerfish, and also guide others so we could help each other get across the rivers of life. Because I'm going to show y'all something. And majority of what I'm speaking on, I just found out by living this lifestyle, right? So I'm going to show y'all something, and y'all take it into consideration, whatever you want to do with this information, this intel, right? So you see that right there? You see that right there? That moon? That's not the original moon, right? That's part of the matrix. And when your vibration isn't high enough, that moon captures your soul and you get reincarnated back here. So if you want to go to the realms of the ascended masters and the higher realms, then this prison planet called Earth, which I don't even call this planet a prison planet. I just call it a classroom. The universe, university. This is one of the first universities, Earth, right? And if you don't use your life force essence righteously, that moon is going to capture your soul and bring you right back here. You got to start all over once again. And I'm not doing that. You know, one thing my mama said, if you do it right the first time, you ain't got to do it again. So off of the things she taught me, I'm going to utilize that, right? So this life force essence is to get you across the rivers of life. It's to help you propel so that you can step into the other realms. This is not the only realm, man. I do a lot of astral projection. I go to different, we are multi-dimensional beings. We're in the multiverse. When you are not saving your life force essence, you just in one dimension, bro. When you start to save your life force essence, bro, you start to see things that you never even be seeing. But it's not, they call it hallucinations. But honestly, I don't think you're hallucinating. I just realize and I know that you're piercing through the veil of different things, right? So let's step it down a notch. Don't get so caught up in the physical aspects of semen retention, brahmacharya, and celibacy. You know, see, I'm not gonna lie to you. When I was small, when I wasn't saving my life force essence, I wasn't insecure, but you know, a bigger person would come in the room and I would tense up a little bit. Not like I'm scared, but it's like I gotta spread my fucking aura field out a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? Not on no insecure shit, cause I ain't never been insecure. I ain't ever. You know, I have no reason to, because there's no competition. But what I was yesterday, you know what I'm saying? What you were yesterday, that's the only competition, right? So when I wasn't saving my life force essence, say somebody bigger come in the room, you know what I'm saying? I get a little tight, you know what I'm saying? Not out of fear or nothing that, but I could just feel the energy just explosion, you know what I'm saying? Now that I'm saving my life force essence and I'm on celibacy, brahmacharya mode, you feel me? When there's bigger dudes that come around me in the atmosphere, they feel small. They feel some type of way. I don't. And I'm not pulsating no type of energy of superiority, trying to intimidate anybody or make anybody feel inferior, right? Hey, that's just what comes. That's what comes with the sauce, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of people not gonna like that. And that's their problem because they're insecure. And if you're insecure, just go back inside. Nothing more, nothing less. You feel me? And this life force essence, bro, is to bring you back to who you truly are. It's to utilize your genetics and to become the key. Use your keyblade to open up the door of Magnus Opus. Magnus Opus. You understand what I'm saying? See, there's a lot of channels that talk about semen retention, and they talk about the female attraction and the glow. They just still in the carnal desire aspect of this, right? I'm not shitting on any other YouTubers. I respect everybody that's out here talking about this because they could be making some brain rotten ass content, doing some 20 versus 1 pop the balloon shit. You feel me? See, you could see the games and the scandals and the bullshit and how much people wasting their lives and their time. But when you utilize this life force essence, you're preserving your time, your essence, your energy, and your focus for the righteous things, the things that's going to last, the things that's going to keep a smile on your face. And the real face is your heart. Because anybody could fake a smile, but you can't fake the smile on your heart. You understand what I'm saying? So saving your life force essence, right? Maybe you feel like I'm doing witchcraft or something like that, but I'm not. Because when you get some chicken or you cooking your food, there's little crystals called salt, right? So another thing you want to do while you're on this practice is stay with your copper and stay with some crystals, right? I got amethyst and I got some amber in here. Now the amber crystal is healing like a motherfucker. And earlier, I was walking and I was like, damn, it feel like something pressing heavy on my chest. And I was like, damn, these crystals are rearranging the crystals within your heart because your heart is a crystal. Your eyes are quartz crystals. You understand what I'm saying? So get you some crystals that resonate with you, that could also amplify you and protect you from these evil spirits, because when you got the glow and you got the light, the darkness gonna hate that, bro. And they gonna try to cast spells and throw bricks and hide their hands and throw fiery darts at you. But once you start to step into this lifestyle, you will actually see the fiery darts being shot at you, because you're on a different dimension, you're on a different realm. You understand what I'm saying? And you don't have to take any psychedelics because, excuse me, you yourself become a psychedelic vibe. I remember I was sitting in Miami and this man was like, can I come sit by you? And I was like, I know this motherfucker just won't be in my energy, dog, but go ahead, because he looked like he needed to be healed. And he was like, bro, can I tell you something? And I was like, go ahead, man. What's up? What's on your mind, bro? He was like, I don't know if you know, but bro, your energy feel like I'm on, what he said? He said, bro, your energy make me feel like I just took, what's the name of that pill? I don't even fuck with that shit. Oh, he was like, your energy feel like I'm on ecstasy, bro. No homo. But it feel like I'm on ecstasy and Xanax and the greatest pills I ever took in my life. And I was like, bro, you gay or some shit? You like, nah, bro, I'll just be, that's why I asked you, can I just talk to you and tell you something? Because when you on this life force essence, bro, you just living your life, bro. You don't even be paying mind to this shit. Because you just living your life. But you filled with so much kinetic energy and potential. You understand what I'm saying? You got so much kinetic energy going through your body, bro. And sometimes you need to hear it from somebody outside you, because you just, like I say, when you're not counting the days, but you make the days count, not like you get, what's the word I'm looking for? You get a spiritual ego, but you just separated yourself from your old ways and old habits that, let me just put it like this. Everybody see how beautiful the butterfly wings is besides the butterfly himself, because the butterfly just flying around. So it's gonna be a lot of caterpillars trying to spit acid loogies and shit to put holes in your wings, man, because you fly as a motherfucker. You understand what I'm saying? So you want to feel good, smell good, talk good, and dress good when you're in this life force essence, because now you have increased your magnetism, and you could bring forth opportunities, and you could also bring forth opportunists. You understand what I'm saying? So stay on your best, man. Stay clean, stay fresh cut, whatever whoop-de-whoop, because opportunities gonna be coming, bro. It's gonna be jobs that's gonna wanna fire you, but it's gonna be God and opportunities of being your own boss and wanting to hire you. You understand what I'm saying? So you gotta take heed to that. And if you get fired at a job, it's because the manager feel inferior, feel insecure. Or maybe it was just your time to get up out of there, because it's not always about money. This life, this journey, it's not even about money, bro. I mean, we need money to take care of ourselves, but we realize how much the value of the dollar is. It's all fake. So fake that the shit went digital. You know what I'm saying? But the true currency is the electromagnetic current that is pulsating and thriving throughout your body. And you have to utilize that for the righteous reason. Don't let these harlots, these Jezebels, these banshees come around and take you off your path, take you off your journey. Because once she slurp you dry, I guarantee you, probably in the next few hours or probably the next day, she gonna be slurping the next motherfucker dry. So you can't let these motherfuckers let your well one dry. You know what I'm saying? And my 2 cents, you can get the cash out, throw it in the wishing well, and wish me well. You feel me? But yeah, man, this life force essence gonna make motherfuckers feel some type of way that can't even get on this level, bro. Hey, everybody got the same 24 hours, even though time is a man-made construct and it don't exist. But you feel me? You dig what I'm saying? You dug? Now pass me back my motherfucking shovel, because I kept your ass alive. You feel me? Because there's a lot of motherfuckers want to bury your bone. You know what I'm saying? So you got to keep your bone to yourself, dog, because other motherfuckers just want you to be bone dry, bro. And this lifestyle, bro, like I said, your eyes possess more light, you know, compared to when you was busting and shit. You couldn't afford to cut the high beams on all day, all night. Now you can. You understand what I'm saying? You know, you had to take psychedelics and shit to get on this level, to get on this state of understanding. And you don't even have to take magic mushrooms, because as long as you on this lifestyle, bro, the answers that you seek within will be found. Mushrooms and smoking blunts and shit, that's the cheat codes. You can't cheat the game, bro. You can't cheat the game. You only gonna be cheating yourself. You know what I'm saying? Every time you tell a lie, you're really lying to yourself. Every time you steal, you're really stealing from yourself. But every time you give to yourself, every time you love yourself, every time you respect yourself, every time you honor yourself, it's also teaching those to do the same. And everybody not going to respect you. Everybody not going to honor you, because you got to remember, people can only meet you at their face value. And nowadays, people have been so caught up in this world that they don't even have the value to offer to you. That's why you may get fired at the job, or you might have to quit your job. You see that you're walking away from certain faces, places, and situations because the vibration is too low, bro. That's something that I've been noticing on my journey. I'm about to go on a 3-day walk. I'm about to walk from another state to another state, because the state that I'm in, I realize is too low vibrational for me. So I'm gonna have to walk across America to get to a higher state. And I realized that, hey, bro, it don't matter about your birth chart and all of that extra shit. I mean, some of that shit is important, but if your vibration is too high, bro, you can't be in a low vibrational place. Like, this is no disrespect, but I realized, like, I can't hang around niggas and nigglets because they vibration too low. And there's even some white people that be on some nigglets and nigger type of activity. and I can only be around people. Like, there's a part of California that I was looking up that I'm gonna visit soon, and it's in the blue zone, right? So the blue zones is where people live longer than any other areas in this world, right? So there's a blue zone in California that I'm gonna be visiting soon, because the people out there don't smoke, they don't do any drugs, they work out like a motherfucker, the air is healthier, all type of shit, right? So you're gonna find yourself leaving faces, places, and situations that no longer resonate with you, because everything is about vibrancy, everything is about vibrations, right? And when you're pulsating at a higher vibration, you're not gonna be able to be in places that once suited you, because now you gotta get in a bigger suit. You gotta get some shit that's tailor-made for your new energy, right? And I realized, like, hey, when you on semen retention, bro, brahmachari, celibacy, you're gonna outgrow your shoes faster than the average person. You understand what I'm saying? So it's gonna be less workouts. You're gonna need less sleep. You're gonna need to eat less, because your body is now consistent and now hosting more minerals and vitamins. You're more vibrant. So you're gonna be stepping into your Eterian and your Breatharian form, which is more spiritual and dealing with your soul, right? You're going to be able to absorb energy from your atmosphere, from your environment. Like, let me show y'all where I'm going to be sleeping tonight. I'm going to be sleeping not over there. You can't see it, but that's the forest back there. That's nothing but trees. That's where I'm going to be sleeping tonight, right? Because I can't sleep under no synthetic lights. I can't sleep under no air conditioning. My vibration is stepping into its natural homeostasis level. And you become more and more sensitive when you're on this lifestyle, right? So me sleeping inside of a house, yeah, I could go get a job. I can go get a 9 to 5. I can be a slave and get on the rat race. But the vibrancy and energy that I'm on, I can no longer return back to that. I'm on some Mikimoto shit right now. So I'll be sleeping in the woods tonight, because if your vibration is high enough, you're going to realize that this tree, this pine tree, is talking to us and it's saying, hey, how you doing? Everything is alive. Even this wood on the ground, it's alive. And once you get on a higher vibration, it's going to be like you're on magic mushrooms. But you're really not, because I said you become a psychedelic vibe, right? And this whole forest is alive, bro. I literally, hey, you're going to need less time healing. Let's put it like this. Somebody that's not saving their life force essence, if they get into a car crash, they going to have to go to the hospital. Let's say if you get into the same type of car crash and you ain't got no goddamn eyeballs hanging out your fucking socket and shit, you ain't gonna have to go to the hospital. Let me tell you something, bro. I literally had cut a big gash in my hand yesterday, and when I woke up, because I'm sleeping out here in the forest, this is where I'm sleeping at. This is my little sleeping area. Probably can't see it too much, but I got it boarded off. It's my little sleeping area. This is where I'm sleeping at tonight. And bro, I swear I get the perfect sleep compared to sleeping under AC and synthetic lights and all of that noise. I hear that shit, bro. I don't like that. So my body, your body becomes so sensitive, right? You're going to need less time healing, less time sleeping, less food to eat. And you're going to need more sunlight than anything. You're going to need less moonlight, but you're still going to need some moonlight, because the moon deals with your emotions and they bring things to the surface. The whole thing what a full moon does, right? So you're going to realize the deeper and the more that you step into this life force practice, this essence, you're going to have to get away from the matrix. And you're going to have to spend more time in the natural lifestyle that we all once were supposed to be living. You understand what I'm saying? So the activities that you're going to need to activate so that you can stay into the higher accolades of yourself will be yoga, will be Tai Chi, will be meditation. You know what I'm saying? Will be swimming, working out, running, jogging, reading, breath work, grounding, you know, things of that nature. A lot of metaphysical activities will need to be activated because you're now climbing up the ladders, leaving this earth, and you're stepping into your universal body, your astral body, your crystal body, your macabre body, and you're staying away from your earthly body, which is still in your earthly body, but you are now calibrated and operating from a higher plateau. You understand what I'm saying? You're not even thinking with your small head no more. You're thinking with the crown chakra. You understand what I'm saying? And it's a lot of people that's thinking with their body. Yeah, take care of your body. You want to look good, smell good, feel good, etc. But at the end of the day, you're going to realize that, hey, your spirit and your soul, which been calling you, and now you have picked up the phone and you answered. And that's why you on this lifestyle now. That's why you're being on semen retention, celibacy, brahmachari, because you heard your spirit, you heard that phone call. You know what I'm saying? You answered it. Unlike everybody else, you know, when the lust called them, they picked it up, first ring. They ain't even let the motherfucker ring all the way on the first ring. They picked it up. And see, you get rid of that lust. You master lust. Because you turn lust into love. Self-care, self-preservation, self-improvement. Instead of self-sabotaging yourself. Because every time you release, that's self-sabotaging. You understand what I'm saying? The volume of your aura field would expand so much that it's going to be pushing and pulsating these low vibrational entities away from you. And you're going to realize, hey, you feel like a fish with no water. You can't be in a fishbowl no more. You can't be in a nest no more. So now you got to go to the ocean. You understand what I'm saying? And everybody else is just like a bottle of water. They came from the ocean too. But you got to realize a lot of goldfish, you don't see no goldfish in the ocean. You see goldfish in a goldfish bowl, in a fish bowl, right? And your energy is too strong, too big, too much magnetism, too much depth. You'll die if you dive in V. Because those people that still living through the carnal desires and living in a body are shallow. You know, people only go swimming when they could touch the bottom of the pool, but they call that swimming. I don't know. They I don't know. We wired different. You know what I'm saying? It's some people that will explode. If you was to put your cell phone inside them and charge up, they will explode. Because a lot of people only could pulsate 20 volts. When you on semen retention, in America, the modern house, I think it goes up to what, 240 volts, 120 volts. Man, you at like 100, you at 240 volts, man. It's a lot of people out here that's only going off of 20 volts. Let me fill this water up real quick. Gotta just fill this water up so I could take a shower with my gallons of water. And then I gotta wash clothes tonight as well. Gotta wash all my stuff. I gotta get ready to go take this journey across America. But as I was saying, you know, this life force essence, bro, You know, even when you get into a physical fight, bro, everything starts from the mental. The only reason why people have physical fights is because they ran out of thoughts. You know what I'm saying? But see, yeah, it's a time to hold them, it's a time to fold them. I'm not saying run from a fight, but you gotta realize some fights just not worth it. You know, if you're not getting paid, you know what I'm saying, you fighting a broke motherfucker, it makes no sense to fight a broke motherfucker. That broke motherfucker should be trying to fight poverty. You know what I'm saying? To fight their situation to get to a better situation. But you gotta respect your manhood, and your testosterone is not to be played with. But you gotta realize, like, hey, bro, some motherfuckers don't have shit to lose, and you got everything to gain. So you can't be around those flames, because they burning themselves out. And one thing I noticed is that, hey, bro, you're going to go from having physical fights to mental fights, from spiritual fights to metaphysical fights, right? I had got out of a physical fight, and I was in the woods, and my energy was so high, and then I was taking all the energy from the forest as I was healing. I was about to have to fight a skinwalker, a fucking Wendigo. I was like, damn, my energy really on that level? I'm about to fight something that been running in the forest, eating other fucking things and shit. Crazy. Right? And you gonna realize, like, hey, bro, your caliber is changing. Things will never go back, and things will never be the same, because there's no going back once you're on this journey, bro. You know what I'm saying? Then here comes the mental fights. Those old thought patterns, those old thoughts you used to have, they no longer gonna be able to even fight with you no more. Because you done got your life figured out. You know what you're into and what you're not into. You know what you could utilize and what's not having any value or substance in your life whatsoever. You know, and then the spiritual fights, you know, it's gonna be those Jezebels coming back, old relationships trying to come back, old friends and stuff trying to come back. It's gonna be the blunt trying to call you, the drink trying to call you, the piece of pizza trying to call you. You know what I'm saying? You done mastered that. You done beat that. I might have to fix some good ass food tonight, man. But like I was saying though, you're gonna also realize that what you consume and what you eat also change. You're not gonna want to eat the little Debbie's no more, and eat the sweets no more, and eat the fast food, the trash food, the junk food, the fast food, none of that shit, bro. Because your body has become pure, and anything that don't have any pure characteristic traits gonna make you feel sluggish. It's gonna give you cognitive dysfunction. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna slow down your processor. It's gonna make you feel icky, you know? So eating bad shit not gonna even resonate with you. You're gonna eat it, but in the long run, you're gonna be like, damn, I shouldn't have ate that shit. You know what I'm saying? Music. Like, bro, I realized that I have not even been listening to rap music like that no more. I used to make a lot of rap music. I'm like, bro, I don't even want to make music no more. Not like I done lost the passion, but you start to lose the connection and passion to a lot of these worldly things, bro. Because you're not really operating off this world no more. Yeah, I like music. I love making music and stuff like that. But the way I see making music now, I'd rather make music through telepathy. I know that sounds crazy, but I'm going to figure out a way how to make music through telepathy. Right? I've been listening to like African beats and drums. I've been listening to a lot of Kingdom Hearts soundtracks and music. I'm not trying to hear no rap. I'm not trying to hear no words. I just want to enjoy. See, the true words, the first words came from just the sound of the vibrations of each instruments. And then motherfuckers got greedy and they needed more, so they added words and they started rapping. When you hear instrumental, it tells the story itself. That's all that I need to hear. Just the beats, the African drums. That's all I need to hear. I don't need to hear all that extra shit, all that woo woo wap 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 shit. I don't hear all that. And another thing is that you get out of the loop. I went, what was I, man? Like I said, I do a lot of traveling, man. And I always hear people still listening to, girl, who you playing with? Back that ass up. You's a fine motherfucker. They just casting spells on themselves. I'm like, bro, this shit came out in 19. I'm not knocking nobody. You know, people want to feel how they want to feel. But I'm like, bro, that old ass music still being played, bro. People really caught up in the Matrix, bro. And they casting spells and they put themselves in a specific vibration and shit. And I'm like, bro, I don't even want to hear that shit. You know what I'm saying? I was like, how could I have ever participated in that type of activity when I wasn't saving my life for its essence? And you know, like some people say, bro, don't get a spiritual ego or don't get so big-headed spiritually that you think you too much and you can't see things. You know, just like I said, bro, it ain't that I'm getting spiritually, you getting a spiritual ego or you getting too big-headed because you done stepped into this spiritual life. Excuse me, y'all. I mean, I've been talking enough. But we're going to end the jokes in a minute. But it's just basically, hey, I don't even call, to me, I'm not even calling semen retention, celibacy, brahmachari a spiritual practice. Is more like an authenticity practice, and you want to be authentic. You want to be your original self. You want to be you, because one thing I noticed is that this world gave everybody an identity, and there's some people that die in that identity. But once you step into semen retention, brahmachari, celibacy, you release the identity that the world has presented to you, and now you can become your authentic self. Rather if society accepts that or not, but society would never accept that, because society is all about drills, pills, drugs, money, cars, clothes, and hoes. And that's not what it's really about. Because guess what? You can't take none of that shit with you when you leave this motherfucker. But if you come right back, it'll be right here. You know what I'm saying? And a peace of mind can be found through your solitude. And people you're gonna realize that you're walking in solitude. And people of this world is gonna look at it like you was put into isolation. But they don't realize, like, hey, the sun, you are the walking sun, right? And you can't sit in nobody's pocket no more, because you're gonna burn a hole through their fucking thighs. And that's how it is. You're gonna be so hot, bro. Like, I was sleeping on the bench, and somebody woke me about my sleep, was like, man, your body is running so hot, I could feel your energy. And I was like, what? Is you gay? And nigga was like, no, bro, I'm just saying, like, bro, your energy is, your body running so hot, I could feel your heat pulsating from your body. And I was like, damn, you serious? I was living in Miami. So, you know, when you live in environments that's hotter than the average, that mean the molecules and stuff is moving around faster, bro, compared to when you living in the cold. Because I lived in Denver, Colorado, and I was like, the snow, I could live through it, I could survive in it, but that's not what I want. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes I put myself into these environments because I like to build up my skins. You know what I'm saying? I like to build up my tolerance. I like to go put myself in certain modes. You know what I'm saying? Just to build up my strength. Because right now, it get cold at nighttime. But I don't have a jacket. And I don't even mind. Because most people need the air condition. Most people need the heater on. You start to learn how to change the temperature within your body off of your thoughts, off of your energy, off of your emotions. You become the thermostat, while everybody else is just a thermometer. You already know the drill, man. It was about an hour joke, so I want to thank everybody that made it to the class, made it to the course. And I might drop another hour-long video like this. So y'all let me know if y'all enjoyed it. I'll come back with another heavy jokes like this. It's just that it takes so long for my phone to upload this shit, bro. And I just bought a 5G phone, and I just bought a new plan. But, you know, I'm not making no brain-rotting content so the Matrix feels some type of way. But fuck 'em. Fucks with me. Let it marinate. Hiya, Jackie.